Okay, good evening. How are you, everybody? My name is Francisco Mago. I'm with bnbvestor.com. Here is my co-host, Danny.
Hi, good evening. It's a pleasure to be with you guys today.
Danny is the one that's actually gonna conduct the presentation. Danny, last name is Danny Dominguez, and she's very knowledgeable about the presentation. I'll be here listening to her, and I'll be happy to. We'll be happy to answer any questions. So, go ahead, Danny.
Okay. The first thing we need to know about BNB Vestor is that it's an analytical software where we're going to allow me just one moment. Okay, so we see here that BNB Vestor is an analytical device where we can see
Hi, guys. Hello, guys. Small technical difficulty.
Okay, I apologize. Mr. Frank, can I go ahead and share my screen?
Oh, yeah, let me stop mine.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Sure, you can. Share.
Okay. I'm going to share right now. Okay, let me know when you can see. We okay?
Yes, you're fine.
Okay, great.
You can go full screen if you want.
You got it. Okay, so where I was going is that BNB Vestor is an analytical software where we can see what's the best area and what's the best moment to start our BNB investing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be asking ourselves is, who is making giant profits month after month? What is the best type of property to maximize income? Where are the best areas to buy or rent a property to start our Airbnb vacation rental business? And when are the best seasons to rent in order to recover the investment in time record? And why is Airbnb or